It's really difficult to pull yourself away when you're finding mushrooms, plenty mushrooms. It's a shame we didn't film it because that's the best haul, best variety shot that we've ever got. That's lunch sorted. Welcome back to Angling 360, and we're here. Where here is, we can't tell you, I'm afraid. As always, we need to keep it a little bit of a secret, but it's a mark we've fished once before. And for the target species, Spurdog, we done all right. Well, one of us done all right. I get my PB Spurdog here last year. So we're here again. Spurdog's the target. But today started on a slightly different note. We're getting into this habit of cooking al fresco. So on the way up here, we passed by one of our favourite sort of chanterelle spots, mushroom spots. So we kind of stopped off there for a wee bit. A little surprise there for Gordon as well. So we'll go combine all that later on and get a decent bite to eat. So even if the fish aren't playing ball today, hopefully they will be. We've got one rod out each at the minute. Another rod still to go out, but yeah, if they're not playing ball, at least we've got some decent food. So yeah, Spurdogs, let's see how this goes.
Well, as Alex says, Spurdogs is the main target, but we've already had a falling out. The loose bay trip, we kept mackerel. Now Alex took charge of the mackerel. So me thinking, we've got plenty of mackerel driving down here today. Turns out he's filleted it all. Which means bait elastic and needles and whipping up and mackerel slime all over your hand. It's just, so with that all said, I'm trying for some fresh mackerel. But if you cast your mind back to the catch and cook, I couldn't catch a mackerel. And I've been lobbing these feathers about for about 15 minutes and I've still not caught one, so I'm trying to catch some fresh bait. But the other thing I want to try and do today is, if Alex shows you, look, we're on the rocks, we're on the kelp, a big steep drop off there. I'm going to try what we've done with the wrasse trip. But I've got probably an unusual bait. I have seen them used, I've never tried it. The last perch trip we had, we've got some leftover lobs. So, does a sea fish really know the difference between a ragworm and a lobworm? Well, I'm going to try and find out. So rather than the bait going to waste, I'm going to try a few different things. I might even try the feathers baited up and just let the float drift around this kind of channel we're in. See if we can pick up some fresh mackerel, maybe some other species. There's pollock. Alex hooked a lovely pollock, but he lost it last time here. So we'll maybe throw some lures about as well. So I just want some fresh mackerel. Doesn't need to be just 5, a full string. That'll be me done with the mackerel. So I've been letting it sink to the bottom. Nothing, so I'll just let that sink for a few seconds and then try a wee shallow retrieve. We did get mackerel here the last time, so there's no reason that we can't pick up a couple here. But I'm looking forward to them mushrooms, I've got to admit. I messaged Alex last night while I was getting ready. Then he saw his Facebook post, all that good game meat that he's got. I says, I'm not really feeling garage sandwiches tomorrow. And he says, what are you thinking? So I'm looking forward to that dinner later on. So that's the plans. We'll show you the setups on the big rods, pulley rigs and the weights we're using. And is that a bite? Was that a bite or the wind? I think that might be a bite. He just wants to get me running up these rocks. I think that might have been the wind. False alarm. False alarm.
Well, no fish yet, but what a lovely spot. Look, it's really windy today. I think it's 20-mile-an-hour winds, but we've tucked in behind the trees here out of the wind, and it's lovely. When the sun's out, it's warm as well. A lot of rain coming in and going, but it's lovely. But just as well, because we've got a hell of a lot of these to sort out. An absolute ton of chanterelles. But also, now this is definitely the find of the day. We don't find many of these, and when you do, you know it's a good day. Gordon's told me to stress that you all know and remember that it was him that found these. Alright, so don't forget that. These are peribuns, Somerseps. They're not your sort of porcini, your typical sort of boletus edulus, which has a sort of shiny cap. This has got more of a matte cap, and it comes out a little bit earlier in the year, so it's a Boletus reticulatus, I think it's called. And you can see that if you look really close, that sort of net-like reticulation on the stem, and it's white. That's how we know it's one of the edulous sort of family of mushrooms, and these, hands down, are the best mushrooms you can buy, find, beg, steal and borrow. They are amazing, absolutely amazing, and they look like they're in good condition. And when you get them quite small like this, they're dense, you know, they're really heavy. When you get them small like this, they're usually bug-free, maggot-free. These ones look pretty good, so we'll get these cleaned up along with the chanterelles, but we've got loads more. This is probably the best haul in terms of variety that we've ever had. Tons of chanterelles. A couple of, I found one as well. Look, that's my basket. I found one as well, a little baby one. But down here we've got some charcoal burners, some of the Rushula family. That one's definitely a charcoal burner. That one I'm not too sure about.
Throw it away!
So that one goes, I'm afraid, but that's definitely a charcoal burner. Good condition one as well. We've got the beginnings of one of my favourite mushrooms. Now they don't look in great nick, they're like a little bit maggot eaten, but that's a hedgehog. You can tell it's a hedgehog with the spikes underneath it.
Who found them?
Gordon found those ones as well. Honestly, he disappeared into this forest for about 3 hours. I thought he'd fallen off a cliff or something like that. He was off. But he did come back with a basket full of mushrooms, so all good. But yeah, hedgehogs, the first of this year's hedgehogs. Not the best condition, but they're alright. And then a couple of these as well. A bit slimy, but they always look a bit slimy. Babeletes. Another one of the sort of porcini type family, another bolete. Clean them up and they'll look a little bit more presentable. What else have we got? We've got a couple of tawny grisettes. Lovely little delicate looking mushroom. These are from the Amanita family, which actually have some of the most deadly mushrooms in the country. But these ones, positively, happily, confidently ID'd as a tawny grisette. What else have we got? I think, yeah, another bolete here. Now, these ones don't look very appetising because they bruise blue. When you cut them open, they'll go really dark blue when they oxidise, and it's quite blue around the stem. But you can just about see on the stem here, just where it's not bruised. Red dots. So there's no reticulation on it at all, it's just dots. And that tells me it's probably a scarlatina bullet, which again, fantastic eating. Not one to eat though if you're not too sure about it. Because some of the poisonous bullets, I've probably said this before, have got red on the stipe and they sort of stain that bluey colour. So if you're not 100% sure it's a scarlatina, we would leave it. But I'm pretty happy about that one. I think that one looks pretty good. So we've got scarlatinas, we've got penny buns, we've got bays, we've got charcoal burners, hedgehogs, chanterelles and tawny grisettes. Pair that up with a little bit of wood pigeon, a little bit of rabbit, a little creamy sauce. Should see us through today, even if they're fish. Even if they don't turn up. Right, it's kind of hard to tell in this wind because the rods are bounced all over the place, but that looked like a bite on my right hand rod there. It's a wee bit more aggressive than just the wind. Or was it? Nah, not sure now. Oh no, it is. It is. It is. It is. It is. Yeah, I think we might be in. That's a fish. Yep. No, no, it might. Oh. Yeah, it's there. There's a big ledge in here. Just need to try and get over the ledge, which is easier said than done. Told you it was easier said than done. Yeah. Yep. All that for a bloody doggy. It's a wee bit slippy. Bloody dogfish. You still get the mic. Well, blanks off, if that counts. Some amount of tide dripping through there now. Look at that. Well, that's one for the bloopers reel. I'm alright. I'm tough. Just like these wee guys, these are tough as well. Not what we're after. It was a funny wee bite, I was thinking it doesn't look like a spurdog bite. Right, I go back down these rocks again.
I'll keep the camera rolling.
Getting chucked from up here. Let's have a look at that. It's not really going to plan. on the fishing front anyway. A single dogfish, a sprained wrist, actually quite sore, but all for good footage. It was worth it. I hope you thought so as well. He's still not got a mackerel. He's been chucking feathers left, right and centre. No mackerel, no Spurdogs. Tide's got 2 hours left of the ebb, so hopefully once the tide turns that might kind of spur them into action. But it did give us a bit of time to be creative with our mushrooms. Now that there is a picture of late summer. Look at those. Cleaned up, trimmed, a couple of extra bits and pieces for fanciness. So I know I said it's not a mushroom video at the beginning of this video. Turns out it might be. It's the only thing that's went to plan today. Those penny buns look fantastic. They all look fantastic. Chanterelles look great. It's a strange one. Tip just sprung right back there. Tined up to a couple of little knocks. And then nothing. Oh, another knock. There's got dogfish written all over it, isn't it?
Are magic mushes in amongst them?
Nah. No. No. Is it getting that bad? Nah, I think that's a small dog playing with the bait. I've only just put it out. We'll leave it, let it develop.
So the fishing, I'm not going to lie, it's been crap. I have been lobbing feathers about periodically all afternoon, nothing. Then I remembered the lobworms, just to prove that they're lobworms. Look, leftover perch bait. There we go, lobworms. I thought, I'm going to try something. And I've only went and caught, not the biggest ballan wrasse I've ever caught, but a ballan wrasse none the same. Hooked perfectly. was getting bites straight away, and Alex thought it was the bottom, and I was beginning to think it was the bottom. And I lobbed it just a wee bit further out, shallowed it up a touch. And there we go. So guess what I'll be doing all afternoon now. Try to get a big wrasse.
Hold on, let's see.
Wrasse on the lob. Oh. Right, now I'm not going to get that.
Don't you go sliding in there.
Don't see it, because it's fucking the way things are going. Right. Right, he's gone back. Surely you've got enough. I think I'm a minute you cut me out sliding down. Looks like a good tune. So filming this.
Take two.
He's got to take it either, isn't he?
Well, as we all know in fishing, if it's not working, change something, try something different. Gordon got the float rod out, wrasse almost instantly. I get the spinning rod out, little jelly worm, little firetail jelly worm. It just looks pollocky, there's a nice tide rip, it's quite a steep drop off, there's kelp and all the rest of it. Five chucks, 5 casts. And then this, absolutely smashed it. Absolutely nailed it. Lovely fish. And we have kept it. We have kept this one because we have a plan. We don't keep much. We keep saying it. We keep the odd one now and again. But I think Gordon briefly mentioned it on the wrasse Grand Slam video that we're maybe going to try a cullen skink, but with something a wee bit more sustainable than haddock. Haddock stocks are getting absolutely hammered. Alright, smoked haddock is fantastic, but smoked pollock, we've not tried it yet, we've never tried it, but I think it'll work. I think it'll work. A nice cure, nice salt cure on the smoker, and then a nice creamy, milky corn skink soup. So that is where this guy's destined. I'm going to go and see if I can get another one, because that was good fun. The rest of them probably will be put back though, so aye, a wee recipe exploration, if you want to call it. And if it works and it's decent, we'll make a video out of it. But yeah, what have we got so far? Dogfish, wrasse, pollock, and a spurdog. Hey, fish is fish.
Well, I was wrasse fishing. Alex was pollock fishing. And he just looked up and his big rods buckled over. And it looks like we have our first spurdog coming up the bank. Let's get him and get a closer look.
Well, we got there eventually with our target species. He's not big, but it is a spurdog. It's what we came for. It's feisty. They're all feisty. Spurdogs, smoothhounds, bullhuss, taupe, they all want to eat you. But there we go. Turn of the tide, just literally, the tide has just turned.
Look who it is.
There's Lee. She is now.
We'll get a wee picture for him.
Eventually, spurdog, number one. Let's see if we can get a few more, get that baited up, right back out. Where there's one with these, there's usually more, so fingers crossed. Yep.
That was a bite. I've not lost that, have I? No danger. No way. That can't have come off. Was it swimming into with me? That was on all day long, wasn't it? Missed it. How the hell was that possible? Did you get the bite on camera? That's unbelievable. Right, you back your cooking.
It was inevitable that was going to happen, wasn't it? As soon as we start getting dinner on, the rod buckles over. It was an unmissable, oh no wait, it was a missable bite, wasn't it?
Ah, good job.
Right, food. This isn't really a catch and cook, but this is quite cool. So we've got creamy pasta sauce with cream, mustard, smoky bacon, chanterelle mushrooms, some other bits and pieces of mushrooms in there as well. But the main ingredient, slow cooked rabbit. Thanks to John, again, our game supplier. Becoming a regular game supplier. But we're going to jazz it up with a little bit more game. This stuff is just amazing. Lovely, dark, flavourful meat. That is wood pigeon. So we've got 4 wood pigeon breasts. And then we're going to jazz it up even more. This would cost an absolute fortune in the restaurant. But here we've got some rabbit loins in there as well. So backstraps, loins, whatever you want to call them. And a couple of fillets. So we've got a bit of linguine on. This is going to be the pasta sauce for the linguine. We're going to fry up a bit of wood pigeon, a bit of rabbit, a little bit of herbage. And that's lunch. Sounds very good. Now these take a minute on each side. So quick. Wet and rest, nice and pink in the middle. These take even quicker. These are great. Then we'll eat. First mouthful. Like it goes. Guarantee it. Watch this space. There we go. Not a bad lunch. Linguine, creamy linguine with mustard, slow cooked rabbit, foraged mushrooms, smoky bacon, and some pan fried wood pigeon. It'll do, I suppose.
Don't know about yous, but I know when I'm fishing, you get that feeling, just chuck it, get home. That's, I think, where we're at now. Had 2 bites. I've won a dogfish, won a spur, maybe about £5 odd. I waited all day and get one go, one bite, one cracking bite. Felt it on, but no sooner had I felt it, it was off again. So yet again, this mark has failed to produce a Spurdog for me. We did try other things though. Alex got a pollock, cut a pollock, explained what we're going to do with that. I've tried in vain to get a bigger ballon. Caught a few wee ones, caught a wee gold cinny. Bit dubious of what it was at first. It was very red, but Alex scampered across the rocks to verify what it was. And we got a wee corkling all on the float. There's only one thing left for us today, and that's fight over who's getting what of them mushrooms.
It's already done.
Oh, it's already done? Oh, I'll be the judge of that. This is news to me. But no, we're going to call it a day. We've had enough. Still couldn't even catch a mackerel. I've only caught a mackerel for the boat this year. Still can't get one for the bank. Anyway, I don't know. We've got a few things coming up. It's maybe worth mentioning. We've got out in the on your marks coming up with the taupe fishing, maybe some bass fishing, and myself. Alex can't make it, but myself and Jamie from Predators when we're off to Holland in search of some big perch and some zander. So that should be fun, but that's all in the next few months. But for today, aim for a beer.